Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Guys Talking Fights, episode 12. What's up, motherfuckers? Hello,
We're doing
YouTube
it. We're
land.
doing it. We're doing it well.
Hell yeah. Ryan, would you like to say hello?
Hello,
Attaboy.
viewers and listeners.
So, really sorry for the late upload. I've been a little under the weather the last few days, so we're recording this on a Wednesday. I might upload it tonight or tomorrow morning, upload on Thursday. But regardless, usually we record on a Monday, and that would have been Veterans Day. So we, here in my basement, Guys Talking Fights, would like to extend a thank you to all of our veterans for everything you do, protecting our country and sacrificing, as well as your families who sacrifice while you're away doing what you do. Thank you so much for your service.
Yep.
Start with that. You guys fucking kick ass.
Thank you.
Even though it's a little late. Still want to throw it out there. And then a quick update on Walt Harris's stepdaughter. They have not found her yet, but there was a guy that was arrested as a person of interest in her disappearance. So maybe over the next week we'll get some more info and figure out exactly what's going on with that stuff. And hopefully everything turns out okay. Thoughts and prayers, whatever you believe in or do or
Jinx.
anything. Like, yeah, goes out to Walt Harris and his family, and hopefully that ends up happy.
Hopefully she gets
and
home
not
safe.
sad. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I have to say about that to start the show off. Ba-boom. Get that stuff out of the way, and we'll go right to this past weekend.
We're going to get right into Guys Talking Fights.
Fights, motherfuckers. We're going to go to Zach for a couple fights on the prelims we want to talk about. Go ahead, bro.
Abu Bakar,
He practiced this
Nurmagomedov,
10 times before we started. By the
Let
way.
him say it.
David Zawada. David Zawada hits him with a triangle choke in the middle of the first round. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know much about Zawada, but I would have been willing to guess that Nurmagomedov was going to be a grappler of some sort. That was expected.
Being the cousin of Khabib.
Yeah, especially when you saw Khabib in his corner. So it was like, okay, yeah, figured that. And then when Zawada got him...
He won a performance of the night for that, too.
Yeah.
Zawada.
Performance of the night for that. Both performance of the nights were in the prelims, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. Good for them.
The other one was Magomed Ankalaev and Dalka.
Lugiambula.
And for everyone that saw it, or even if you just heard it, Lugiambula, he still has a head, thankfully, but he almost lost it. Front kick to the face, a lot reminiscent of the Anderson Silva knockout from
Very
back in the
similar,
day.
man. That was beautiful.
Yeah, just quick, straight front kick right to the face. Lugiambula was out on his feet, and Ankalaev hit him with another left on the way down, but it was a good fight. I thought it was pretty good up until then.
It hurt to see Lugiambula lose, because I feel like he was about to pick up a lot of momentum prior to this fight.
You were rooting for him.
I really was, man. He's just a hell of a physical specimen, man.
I can't believe he's only 5'9".
Right? Oh.
5'9", fights at 205.
Yeah.
They said he had the same reach as Ankalaev. Now,
Dude's jacked.
I can't...
Ankalaev's got them Artem Lobov arms. Those
Little
T-Rex
arms?
Jinx.
A big head and little arms.
Hell yeah, man.
And Ankalaev did win
That's a fighter
performance
right
of the
there.
night for that one
Yep.
as well.
Second performance of the night.
Yep.
Before moving on to the main card.
If we can rewind it back to Abu Bakar and Nurmagomedov, Conor McGregor shoots out some tweets.
That was dumb.
That have since been deleted.
Yeah, he did take them down.
Nurmago tap.
Yeah, called him a bunch of things, like said he should be ashamed for tapping and all this stuff, but then decides to take down the post.
I'm just guessing he was a little happy
them.
on his own whiskey, getting a little high on his own supply.
It's
in that
definitely
regard.
possible, man. Do either of you guys really give a shit that he said that? Do you think it means anything?
I think
Do you
it's
think it's
stupid.
just kind of Conor just trying to get attention?
He's
for
just
himself?
I think he tweets after like every single fight just to be like, "Hey guys, I'm still here. Hey, don't forget about me. I'm still here. Don't forget, I'm still over here." And the thing is that anybody that fights him is going to get a huge payday because he's a name. Because casuals will pay attention to Conor McGregor
for sure.
So
I think
one of the very few fighters, quote unquote casuals, even
like care about.
recognize, right? It's like, oh, Conor McGregor, he's fighting. I'm going to watch him. It's like
even
they don't even have any idea what he's been doing.
Even someone like Israel Adesanya,
it's
who
good for him,
is-
He did that.
Right. even someone like Israel Adesanya, who's like an internet kid, he's 30, but
Right.
a younger guy that pays attention and does the memes and stuff like that, and people don't pay attention to him at all.
Yeah.
I mean, casuals don't anyway.
Right.
So.
It's got to be the whole Irish thing, man. It's got to play a
It
lot
could
into
be.
it, right?
I think it does.
I definitely think it's part of it.
My buddy, who's really big into the whole Irish thing, he's like, oh, yeah, biggest Conor McGregor fan ever. He has no idea who he's fighting. But
Or that he hasn't fought in like 2 years.
yeah, but he was like, how's Conor McGregor doing? I'm like, he hasn't won in years.
Yeah.
But why? Yeah, what's up?
Probably needs about 6 more fights before he fights for a title.
What's up, Tommy? If
Yeah,
you're
for
watching.
sure. What up, Tommy?
Tommy.
Tommy. How you, Tommy? All right. Anyway, so we can move on from McGregor because until he actually fights,
That was just
which
dumb.
possibly might fight in January against either
They say they're building a card around him.
Cowboy or Gaethje. I will talk
Telling
about
you
it
it's gonna be
because
Cowboy.
I like Cowboy and I like Gaethje, so I'm willing to go there for a second. Apparently, they might fight in January. Do you guys think it's actually going to happen?
Yes,
and
and
then
I
we
think it's
can
going to
move
be
on.
Cowboy.
I
You think it's gonna happen?
I think he might fight, yeah. There's
Who
a
do you
chance.
think he'd fight, Gaethje, Cowboy?
I want him to fight
What does
Gaethje.
your heart tell you?
I think he's going to fight Cerrone because it's easier. But I want him to fight Gaethje.
All right. Either
I don't
one will be
think-
fine with me, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't think. Well, I think I said it last week. I don't think UFC would put him up against Gaethje just because they don't want to lose another top contender.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just. It's,
Gaethje
it's
poses
just
a bigger
safer.
threat. I think Gaethje poses a bigger threat to the biggest threat to almost anyone in that entire weight division.
No, definitely.
Yes.
But
Even
also
more so than Tony Ferguson, almost.
Yes, I agree.
But also, still at this point, I'd be scared of Conor McGregor's left hand any day of the
Of
week.
course, you got to
So-
be scared of it. You got to be aware of it. But
Yeah, so that's the thing is that they don't want to lose that guy.
Yeah.
In the middle of his rise, so they would.
Talking about Gaethje here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd want to. Just
It's
don't chance it.
Sure.
If he loses to Habib, if say the Tony fight happens and then Gaethje gets another one 4 months later against Habib and he loses 2, then yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Conor fight him in like his 3rd fight back in the UFC.
Yeah, okay.
I actually feel like for Gaethje, this is like the biggest opportunity he's going to get to leapfrog the whole division. If he can beat Conor McGregor, he has a legitimate argument
He's already like
to
number
fight
2.
Khabib. Yeah.
Yeah, I think even if he doesn't fight again, once the winner of Tony and Habib is unveiled, which
Or if something happens.
Jesus, I hope that fight happens March, April next year is what we've heard actually,
Yeah.
right? And it's what
Somehow
UFC
Conor is
Dana has
above
said.
Gaethje in the rankings.
No idea
It's
how.
just weird.
Yeah, whatever.
And again, I like Conor, but it doesn't make any sense for him to not fight for a year and a half and still just be at number 3.
Well, it's what the rankings say, but everybody knows that Gaethje would get the next shot, even if he never didn't fight again until Tony and
Which he
Khabib
should.
fight, and then the winner is unveiled between Tony and Habib.
Honestly, he
Gaethje's
should.
getting that next shot, I think, regardless if he fights again or not. Until then, you know.
I think we're gonna have a lot more shows before the next time Gaethje fights or Conor fights,
Yeah,
or
for
Cerrone fights or anything.
At least
So
a month.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, I was gonna say. These
these
so
are
we're
just
gonna
like some
move on
quick
from there.
thoughts on
Stop
it.
saying
Yeah. No, I mean I was actually saying because I said and I did call myself out before we started this saying I say too many times. So thank you, Zach, for keeping me honest.
Yeah, I got you.
But anyway, moving on to the main event from this past weekend, we have the 2 fights we're going to talk about.
The main
Obviously,
card.
The main card.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say? Main event.
Main event.
Main event. Main
It's all
card. Main event. You guys knew what I meant. The
Call
main
main
card.
event.
Yeah, the 2 fights on there is obviously Greg Hardy and Alexander Volkov. Hardy didn't look bad.
No,
He did all right.
and I hate Hardy, and I think our viewers know that I absolutely hate Hardy.
Yeah,
I think
you do.
basically everyone hates Hardy.
Yeah. But he didn't lose any respect from me. If
Yeah.
anything, he actually gained a little bit of respect.
First heavyweight, by the way, just real quick, not to cut you off.
No, you're
First
right.
heavyweight in UFC history to fight 5 fights in
Mm-hmm.
365 days
Which
in a
is
1-year period.
which is definitely impressive,
Yeah, man.
regardless of the level of his opponents or anything like that. He did fight 5 times, which is very impressive. He actually said that he took this fight on short notice as almost a like giving back to UFC for thank you for giving me this opportunity.
18 days, by the way.
18 days, big, quick turnaround.
Especially
man.
after a 3-round decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he knocked somebody out in 5 seconds and then
Yeah,
came
the
right
Combat
back and said, "Hey,
Wombat
let's do
gave him
this."
a hard 3 rounds.
You love that nickname.
That's a fucking awesome nickname.
Ben
Love it.
Sassoli.
Shout out to Ben Sassoli, Combat Wombat.
But I was questioning Hardy's cardio only because of the use of the inhaler. So I didn't know how his cardio would be, but he slowed down a little bit, as anyone would in a 3-round heavyweight fight, but he didn't gas like what we are known as, like, gassing. He didn't gas.
And he's fighting a very high level opponent on top of that. Going on from Greg Hardy, not
bigger than he is.
Yeah, definitely. Way longer, that's for sure.
That's what, yeah. And
weighs like, I think Alexander Volkov weighed in at 251. I think Hardy did weigh in at like 265.
He weighs in at
265.
max. He weighs in at max.
Right, so
definitely.
A little bit of difference in weight at that weight class. Like 10, 15 pounds isn't a hell of a lot.
No, not when you're 250
the grand scheme of things,
pounds.
But yeah, Volkov definitely being taller, longer guy.
And Volkov did win the fight by decision. He won all 3 rounds. In the post-fight interview, he did say that he was fighting mathematically, is what the word he was using. Basically, he was going for points. He wasn't trying to finish him. Hardy definitely didn't win any of the rounds, any of the rounds.
No,
but
definitely not. Not even close.
No, he did hit him like 2 or 3 times, I'd say, throughout the whole fight.
Caught him with some good shots. What was it, the first or second round where Hardy...
It was the first round.
It was a head kick that he blocked from Volkov, and it like hit in the wrist. He might have fucked his wrist up or his hand or something.
So he lost the use of his right hand. He did throw it maybe once or twice after.
Sound like Volkov chopped it off in the middle of the fight.
It was a fucking hard kick, man.
But Hardy definitely couldn't throw the right hand, which is, as Zach was saying, he's like Derek Lewis.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for.
Yeah,
right.
That's what he's trying to set up the entire fight, is a big right hand.
Yeah. So
randomly, I'm just going to tangent off into Derek Lewis real quick. So Hardy talked some shit about Derek Lewis, just like in the news, like last week, I think, after Lewis gave him some shit. After his fight against, we just said his name.
Blago Ivanov.
Yes, Blago Ivanov.
Yep.
So Hardy says Lewis shouldn't be talking because Lewis went to prison. And I didn't know that. I didn't know Lewis was in prison.
Yeah.
Did you know why he went to prison?
Because he was being harassed by like a racist guy, so he beat the shit out of the racist guy.
Yep. So I'm like, when I heard that story, I'm like, okay, Greg Hardy. Derek Lewis went to prison for beating up not just a racist guy, a member of the KKK who was harassing him.
It was actually a member of the KKK?
Actually a member of the KKK
I
was
wasn't
harassing
sure,
him.
but that's why I didn't say it.
Yep. No, that was what I read. That was an actual member of the KKK harassing him.
Good for Derek
Lewis. So he beat the shit out of the guy. And that's not the reason he went to prison for so long. It was because he violated parole after he did that.
Oh.
So it was some sort of parole violation that sent him to prison for 3 years, which is probably, I don't want to guess, but it's probably something stupid because a lot of those things are.
3 years? I didn't know he was in for 3 years.
Yeah.
Long ass motherfucker.
But Greg Hardy, everybody hates Greg Hardy because he beats up women. So it's like...
Allegedly just threw her on the bed.
Of machine guns.
Yeah, covered in guns.
Yeah, I know.
Picked her up over his head.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, this guy's over 6 foot tall. So.
He's 6'5".
Yeah, he's a big motherfucker.
6'5", routinely weighs in at 265 at his weigh-ins.
Weighs in.
Exactly. So he probably weighs 280 when he's doing that.
It's the exact number I had in my head.
I got you, dude.
Thanks, bro.
I read minds.
You the man.
Just like Nate Diaz.
But I do like this transition talking about Derek Lewis because that's what I would like to see next. I know you like to say
Derek
what's
Lewis,
next.
Greg Hardy.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Derek Lewis would be an idiot to take that fight. It does absolutely nothing for him. Greg Hardy, I believe, is not even ranked, right?
No.
Like,
if Hardy had won this fight,
not even in the top 15.
Do it.
Yeah, because I believe Alexander Volkov was ranked 6th coming into this fight. He also had nothing to gain, but he needed an opponent. He was already on the card. He was in his training camp. He was ready to go. Had to take whoever they offered him. They offered him Greg Hardy. He takes the fight. It makes more sense for him. For Derek Lewis, like, what do you gain from taking this fight besides beating the shit out of a guy that no one really likes?
Money,
Okay.
and respect and more viewership. People will love him.
You think so?
Yes, absolutely. Because people don't
like
Greg
already
Hardy.
really like Derek Lewis. I don't think he really has anything to gain in that fight.
He would gain more followers.
I'm not saying I don't want to see it.
Right.
I don't think Derek Lewis would take a fight against Greg Hardy right now if they offered it to him.
I think he would, and I think he should.
Unless they gave him enough money, maybe.
Well, I think he could just get paid the same amount as he normally does. But the reason I think he should take it is people don't like Greg Hardy, so people are going to want to watch Derek Lewis beat the shit out of him.
Sure.
He's going to get a bunch of attention. He's going to get easy paycheck, I think. I think it's an easy fight for Derek Lewis. So it's going to be an easy paycheck.
Yeah.
It's dangerous because of that right hand. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I know he's a good boxer.
That's
but
the thing, too, is like
you get one more win.
They both kind of... Derek Lewis, I would say, arguably does it better, but they both kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not like Derek Lewis
arguably.
necessarily has the type of style that is going to give Greg Hardy a lot of trouble.
No,
They
Greg Hardy
both kind
doesn't
of
like
gas out
wrestlers.
in later rounds. I guess Derek Lewis, you could say lately, he's even been saying he's been very vocal about himself working a lot more on his cardio and
He
training a
has.
lot
He
more
looked
in the
skinny
gym
for his
than
last
he
one.
used to.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
Derek
interesting
Lewis
because
skinny.
he weighed in at 265.
Right.
He weighs in at the limit of heavyweight,
Yeah.
but looks more in shape
looked
than he
way
ever really
better
has. I think he did too.
in his
When he
last
fought
fight.
Blagoy, he looked really good, physically, and in the fight as well. He kept it going. But
He's 5, by the way. Derek Lewis is.
ranked 5th, yeah, he's up there in rankings.
Volkov just
He's
moved
got a really
up.
big name. I
think
guess Hardy has a name too. I guess
He does.
I don't know.
Yeah, he has a name. I think it's an easy
Would hate
win.
to see it,
But he isn't
don't think it'll
ranked.
happen.
I hope it does.
I'll be okay with it. I'll be all right with it.
Real quick
go ahead.
for fans of the show.
I said again. Fuck.
It's all good.
Yeah, dude,
For,
shut up.
for fans of the show, we all know that we always bet hot sauce, and will be taking a shot of hot sauce
I
because he
will.
lost that bet.
I did.
I finally won one.
Yep.
Finally.
I bet one on Hardy.
It only took me 12 episodes, but I finally won a bet.
I'm not going to take it this week because my throat is still hurting me from the last few days. I've been a little under the weather, a little sick, and that's what's been bugging me is my throat. So I'm not going to take a shot of hot sauce today, but I will honor it, and next week I will take a shot of hot sauce for that. Promise.
So the other side of the fight was Volkov.
Yes.
What do we have going with Volkov?
That's a damn good question. Francis Ngannou was just on Ariel Helwani and mentioned Volkov as someone that he'd be willing to fight. Ngannou being pretty much one of the top title contenders now at heavyweight, believes that he deserves a title shot next, but they're talking about the trilogy between DC and Stipe. But Ngannou's saying, I know, he's had, I believe it was 90 seconds of octagon time all year this year. 90 seconds. Because all his fights have gone so quick. He's been knocking motherfuckers out in the first round. So he's saying he needs a title fight, but at the same time, he doesn't want to sit around anymore.
I don't blame him.
And wait for a fight. He wants to stay active. So he did mention on Helwani's show that he would fight Alexander Volkov coming off a win or Derek Lewis coming off his win against Blagoy. So I'd like to ask both of you motherfuckers.
Especially since they just made Junior Dos Santos Curtis Blades.
Right, so that's a fight that's happening. So both those guys are off the table, which would be good fights too. Who would you like to see Ngannou fight if they do decide to make a fight?
Stipe, damn it.
With Ngannou soon. Sure, let's say Stipe and DC are off the table as well. Let's just for argument's sake, just to keep the conversation going. Let's say they're off the table too. Well, I'm saying, would you like to see Ngannou fight Derek Lewis or again?
I guess.
Which was a terrible fight last time it happened for, which is, it's a thing, but whatever. We can skip over that. Or would you like to see him fight Alexander Volkov?
Go ahead, Zach.
I don't want to see him fight either of them.
Neither one?
Nope.
You want to see him wait for the title shot?
Yes.
All right.
No matter how long it takes.
Well,
even though he wants to stay active.
No, I get
and he
that.
voiced Derek Lewis and Alexander Volkov.
Derek Lewis, he would beat fairly easily, but I think the problem is the same
Derek
thing.
Lewis won the first fight.
Whatever.
Fight. Call it a fight. The dancing match that they had.
Like we said, it was a terrible fucking fight. I understand that, but Derek Lewis did win the first one, so maybe one that Ngannou would like to get back. And people say Ngannou
That's
lost
probably the
that
only
because
reason he's saying it, but
people say Ngannou lost that because he was mentally fucked up from that loss against Stipe
in Boston.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been. I don't think fighting all the way down to Volkov is smart, though.
Volkov was ranked 6th. Ngannou's, I think, 2 or 3, and Derek Lewis is 5.
2.
And he said he wants to stay active, so why not fight a Derek Lewis or an Alexander Volkov? Both
I think
coming
Derek
off
Lewis
a win.
makes more sense because Derek
okay,
Lewis
sure,
is
that's what
coming
I'm
off.
asking. Like you think Derek Lewis?
He makes more sense, but I wouldn't do it.
No.
If I were him, if you're sitting there as the main contender for a title, and I think most fans and even Stipe said it, he doesn't want to fight DC a third time. That's dumb.
I agree with you.
But that's the thing. So why would UFC make that fight if nobody wants it?
That's a damn good question. I hope they don't. But
Exactly.
if they do, Ngannou wants to stay active.
I don't think he should.
Who should he fight?
I think Ngannou should definitely fight Volkov, because Volkov came off that win. He didn't really get hurt. His face looked completely fine. It was a 3-round fight, but he was training for the last over a year for it.
Yep.
Against, Hardy could be dangerous, but it wasn't that tough of a challenge. So I want to see Volkov versus Ngannou just to keep Ngannou fresh. I think Volkov and Ngannou would be kind of competitive, only because
I think it definitely would be competitive.
Yeah,
they both have sort of different styles.
Well, I'm taking Derek Lewis off the table because I want Derek Lewis to fight Greg Hardy. I want Greg Hardy to fight Derek Lewis, and the reason. Well, we just said
Stuck
so.
on that.
We just said Ngannou. Why would he fight down? To keep himself active. Why would Derek Lewis fight Hardy? To keep himself active and to keep easy money.
There's a lot more fights in there for Derek Lewis than.
That's an easy win. I would take that. If I was a professional fighter, I would easily take Greg Hardy. Well, absolutely not. But
what about Ngannou or Derek Lewis? What about Derek Lewis waiting to see who wins Junior Dos Santos versus Curtis Blades? That fight
because it's an easy win against Greg Hardy that I don't think he's going to lose, and then he can fight the winner of that. I mean, they get paid every time they win.
Okay, that's true.
They get paid every time they fight and every time they win.
JDS and Curtis Blades is what, January? It was February? I thought it was January 25th.
Is it January?
I thought it was January 25th.
Could be.
Is Macy Barber's also on that card, correct?
We have
January 25th.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fights to actually announce.
Nailed it, motherfucker. Yeah, we got a lot of fights to announce. Anyway.
We didn't announce them.
It'd be cool, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Regardless, we got all those guys kind of in the mix, and
so that's our co-main
hopefully
event.
Hopefully Ngannou fights soon is what we're basically getting at. Is hopefully he fights soon. I would like to see him fight Alexander Volkov. Ryan, I do agree with you on that. Going on from there, the main event.
The main event was Zabit versus Calvin Kattar, and actually Calvin Kattar looked fantastic. I know I definitely wrote him off leading up to the fight. I was like, oh, what poor Kattar. Why would they even give him this fight? This is an easy one for Zabit.
I actually, real quick, I kind of disagree with you on that, but continue.
No. So like when we were leading up, I definitely took Zabit, and I was like, this is gonna be easy. Was not. I was wrong. You said I think you took Kattar actually. Did you? I can't remember.
All
the viewers go back and watch the last.
Yeah, whatever we said in the last episode, whoever I took, that's who I took. I don't remember.
But Zabit won the fight by unanimous decision. He won 2 rounds out of 3.
I think I did take Calvin Kattar. Now I'm thinking about it.
Was not a bad pick actually looking back, because Kattar definitely looked pretty damn good.
He did.
It was not a 10-8 on the first 2 rounds. It was definitely a 10-9.
I will say at the time, I thought it was going to be a 5-round fight. I did not realize they were going to keep it as a 3-round fight.
Which we
can get it. Yeah, I was gonna say in a second we can get into why it was still a 3-round fight, but
we'll get into that one. But Kattar definitely won the 3rd round. He looked really good. Zabit kind of ran, I thought, for the 3rd round. So I think it was like 29-28 all judges' scorecards for Zabit, 2 rounds out of 3. Now going into why it was a main event, but it wasn't a 5-round.
Why is everybody so fucking dirty?
What?
Everybody's fucking dirty. All these staph infections.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Like,
Kevin Lee had one.
On his chest.
You got fucking Zabit with one.
Yep.
So Zabit could not do a 5-round
Calvin
fight.
Gastelum had it earlier this year.
Everybody's just covered in staph.
So it was a 3-round fight because Zabit supposedly had a staph infection, and
we're gonna go ahead and agree. I think with,
that he had a staph infection.
Agree. I'm gonna believe.
Yeah.
That he did.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like those guys over in Dagestan
would lie. Yeah.
Are lying about that bullshit.
So he had a staph infection.
Zach?
No, I'm just
not too sure.
No, fucking know what he does.
So Zabit supposedly had a staph infection.
Dirty.
And he supposedly had a staph infection, and so they could barely make the 3 rounds. He's saying that he didn't have enough time to prepare for the fight. That's why he kind of suffered in the 3rd round.
Yep. And
that's why his team turned down the opportunity to make this a 5-round fight when it was announced that it was the main event. So now it makes sense. So initially, I really wasn't impressed by Zabit in the fight, and I'm still not really that impressed. everyone's saying like, "Ooh, he should get the next title shot." I don't think this. I think with this performance, he doesn't get a title shot. If he had looked amazing, yeah, maybe. But now, no.
That's a good question. So I want to pose this because I've seen it all over the internet for the last 4 or 5 days. Is Zabit ready for a Max Holloway or an Alexander Volkov?
No.
Volkanovski.
We were just talking about Alexander Volkov. Yes, Volkanovski. That was a weird fucking noise I made, by the way.
No.
I wonder how weird that sounded. Actually, on the
he's not ready.
Extremely.
Ryan, why don't you think he's ready?
Because I want to see him fight Yair.
I do too. That being said, which by the way is a great fight, and I hope they
Probably
make
should
that
be a title
UFC.
eliminator.
If you're listening, hey, Yair
You're obviously
versus
listening.
Zabit, let's go. That's the fight to make. Why? What did you see in this fight or his recent fights that makes you say he's not ready for a title shot, regardless of who wins? Right? Volkanovski or Holloway, you think he's not ready for either one of those guys?
I don't think he's ready for either one of them, only because his striking looked amazing, and he's very quick. He went for a trip and then immediately got back control. I think it was more of Calvin Kattar looked so good that it brought Zabit down from his high pedestal that everyone held him on.
Kattar's strong.
Kattar's
Really
strong, fast. His fundamentals looked amazing. So I think because Kattar knocked him down a couple pegs from his ego being so high, I think that's why he doesn't get the title shot. Because we showed like, okay, he's not as great as everyone's saying he is. Kattar helped us with that.
Yep. I would also go back to his last fight when he fought Jeremy Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
Stevens, third round, came on real strong.
Just like he did with Yair.
Yep. And if you also go back to who did Zabit fight before he fought
Oh, was that the spiderweb looking
Jeremy
thing?
Stevens?
The spiderweb looking...
Saw you left stretch.
Yeah, banana split looking shit thing. That one?
Not that one.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember the names.
I can't remember. Oh man, that's too
I
bad.
can look it up.
But
yeah, you guys can look it
talking.
up real quick. But so whoever he fought prior to that, same deal. Third round, Zabit starts tapering off a little bit, and I don't think it's because he's necessarily
Bochniak?
Bokniak.
Bokniak?
Yeah.
Yes, Kyle.
Yeah, he stuck
Kyle
his tongue out at
Bokniak?
him. Yeah.
Yeah, so Bokniak, Jeremy Stevens, and Calvin Kattar in the third round of all three of those fights were able to arguably win that third round and have a lot of output compared to the first two rounds.
Well, that's a good
So
point.
you're talking about a championship fight, regardless of the staff. Like, I understand, like, I believe he had staff. He said he had staff. I'm sure he did.
That's the
I'm
excuse
sure his
for this
cardio
one.
wasn't on. That's the excuse for this fight. And maybe he is just getting better, and if he didn't have staff, he wouldn't have tired out in the third round. But in those other two fights that are both very recent, within the last year, both of his other two fights, not counting the Soulyev stretch win that he had, he tired out in the third round. So put him in a 5-round fight against a Volkanovski who can just fucking go, or a Holloway who is
who can do
known
the
for
same
his
thing.
cardio, and that's what he does. So basically what I'm trying to get to is, Ryan, I agree with you. I don't think he's ready for that 5-round high caliber fight with a Volkanovski or a Holloway yet.
He needs to
Especially
fight
with...
Go ahead.
Sorry, no, you're good.
He needs to fight someone else in the top 5.
I agree.
Calvin Kattar, he's great. He will be eventually in the top 5, I believe, but he's not in the
Calvin
top
Kattar's,
5.
I think he's underrated, man. He's
Super
phenomenal.
underrated.
Yeah,
He's a
dude,
good
he's way
fucking
down at
fighter.
11.
He beat
crazy.
Burgos, who just looked amazing.
Yeah.
Zach, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I kind of forgot, though.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Actually,
Zach forgot. Oh, you remember.
Holloway has really good takedown defense. So I think that would be tough for Zabit anyway.
Yeah,
'cause
one
he
of Zabit's
get
biggest things is
picked the fuck apart on his feet by
he has the
Holloway.
crazy kicks, and he has a lot of flash and jazz in his fighting style. But in the third round, that kind of goes away because, you know,
gets
He's tired.
he kind of relies on that, I think, to set up his other huge
Yeah.
strength besides his striking that he has, is his wrestling. Really, really good wrestling.
He's been training a lot of Muay Thai, so I know he's been getting way better at striking, but
His
Max is
striking's
probably
great.
the best striker in that division.
He's
so.
not a
I would
tradi-
say next to Volkanovski.
At least boxer.
Volkanovski can fucking throw bricks, man.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Zabit's not like one of these traditional Russian, Dagestani fighters.
No.
He doesn't fight like any of them.
Not
No.
really.
All these other guys are like mainly like combat sambo, a lot of takedown heavy
Sambo, takedown,
offense.
wrestling, ground and pound, submissions.
Whereas Zabit's more of like this flashy striker that's really good on the ground,
Yes.
but he's different. He's definitely
I
different.
think he
than,
likes to strike.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're taught to do one thing for a long time, and I'm sure he grew up wrestling. But then at one point, they're like, hey, you want to box? And he's like, oh, shit, I really like this.
Yeah.
And like the kickboxing. And so I bet that's probably a little
Yeah,
bit
a lot of kicks, spinning back fists, spinning back kicks, lots of that stuff.
He probably likes to show it off.
Flying knees, like that. Yeah,
wouldn't be
that's like
surprised.
kind of his thing. He likes to be flashy, but I think he likes it if they land great, but if they don't land, that's not necessarily his bread and butter. His bread and butter is the fundamentals, but he uses that stuff because he can do it, and it is effective if he lands it. Even though if you go back and look at his fights, a lot of those flashy punches and strikes don't really land, but they give his opponent something to think about.
Right.
Like, oh, I got to watch for that spinning back fist. I got to watch for that flying knee. I got to watch for the spinning back kick. I got to watch for all this crazy shit that Zabit does, but behind all that is very high-level wrestling and grappling and really good fundamental boxing and kickboxing, like Zach was just saying.
Well, you know who was also really flashy with their striking that I would love to see matched up with Zabit? Yair.
Yair, baby.
Who
And
just
it goes
won his
back
last
to
fight.
Yair, which UFC, make that fight, motherfuckers.
It made sense.
I was originally thinking Brian Ortega, but Brian Ortega's fighting Korean Zombie.
My boy. It made sense months ago, maybe over a year ago, when Yair was supposed to fight Zabit, and they let Yair go, but then they brought him back. So it made sense that they were supposed to fight then. And then Zabit, I think, beat Jeremy Stevens, and Yair still had not fought, and it was like, okay, they're too far apart in rankings. I think they're right next to each other in rankings now. It makes sense now. Do it now.
Yeah. I agree
Please.
100%.
The only one in between him is Frankie Edgar, and Frankie Edgar's about to make his debut at 135 against Corey Sandhagen.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So real quick before we move on to this coming weekend, which we only have a few fights we're going to talk about, but if Zabit ends up fighting Yair, Ryan, who you got?
Oh man.
I know, it's a tough one. I'm putting you on the spot, man. I love to do this.
I used to say it all the time.
love
Like
this.
fun fights. That's a fun fight. I'm really looking forward to that one. I would probably take Zabit. Probably.
Yeah, your mama said knock you out.
They both slow down in the third round. They both, in their last fights, they both lost the third round. So hopefully by the third round it's not a snooze fest. But
I bet
Snooze
it'd be a
fest,
lot.
no way.
I bet it'd be a lot like the zombie fight,
oh man, I hope
where
not.
maybe they wouldn't be dapping each other up at the end, but I think it'd be one where they're just like fucking slugging at the end of it, where it's just.
You think Yair wins, Zach?
I think so.
Think Yair knocks him out?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a close fight, so I would not put
early
hot
in the
sauce on
fight
it.
or later in the fight?
Early.
I would imagine if they did
If he's
fight, it
gonna
would
do it,
probably
it's gonna be
be
early.
a like fight night main event type
Yeah,
of fight.
yeah, I hope so.
Probably.
I hope
Like
so.
an ESPN Plus type of thing.
A 5-round
obviously
fight?
not a pay-per-view.
Yes, it would have to be a
obviously.
Oh, I
5-rounder.
love that,
It'd
yes.
have to be a 5-rounder.
I would like to see it
Because
be like a
it'd
main
be a
event
title eliminator.
sometime
I
next
mean,
year as a main event on a fight night. That'd be
Mhm.
fantastic.
Ortega and Zombie is kind of a title eliminator.
Yeah.
I mean, Ortega fought for a title, got his ass
Yeah.
kicked,
Yeah.
but I mean-
Zombie, didn't he just lose his last fight though?
No, he just beat Moicano.
My God, that's
yes,
right.
he lost
yeah.
his last fight before that
Lost
to
before that.
Yair,
Yep.
but
Sorry, I skipped a fight. Ladies
Pretty,
and gentlemen, my bad.
pretty unanimous that he was ahead in the cards going
Yeah.
in to the end of that. So
Yeah.
Definitely.
Damn shame. Damn shame.
he
Damn
deserves
shame.
a shot.
So you would take Yair if they fought.
Yes.
I would take Zabit.
All right.
I'm with Ryan on that. I would go with Zabit, not by a landslide by any means.
That's
more
not a
of
lock. It's not a lock.
I
I
think a
wouldn't
lot of these
lock it.
strikers
I would
are
have
underrated
to first.
on the ground.
First, the fight has to be made. Then we're gonna have to see when's the fight gonna be, and then, like I've said
Where?
before,
Mm-hmm.
where definitely. Yeah, I guess
Mexico
where matters
City.
a little
They're
bit.
not going to take another one back to Mexico that
Well, he
quick.
just fought in Moscow, so I would imagine
They both
probably not going back to Russia
Well, they-
for Zabit again.
they
I mean,
both
they
just-
could though.
They both just fought in their hometowns. Let's just do a Vegas one. A 5-round Vegas, I think would be
Well,
pretty
Vegas
cool.
is usually pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Vegas is going to be January.
It could be main
Conor one in
event.
January,
Main event on
supposedly.
anywhere. Like where
They're
is
taking them all over the place. though.
Andrea KGB Lee. She's fighting soon, February 18th in Houston, Texas. How about a main event on a
They can
Houston
take
card
him
in
anywhere.
February for Zabit and Yair?
Yeah, Yair.
How about that?
Yair has a big following in like Texas
Oh,
with the
Of
whole.
course he would.
I think it's February
Yeah.
18th. You guys
I
can
mean, to
double
be
check me. Call
racist,
me on the
but-
comments if I'm wrong.
Exactly.
a
Yeah.
lot of Mexicans in Texas.
That's what I was about to say. There's a very big
It's still
Spanish
Texas.
culture.
I mean, it's fine. Whatever.
yeah.
That's fine. Great.
So
I don't think that's racist. It's just a fact.
It's just a fact.
How is it racist?
No,
No, that's just what I was saying.
Oh, who said it's
That's why
racist?
he'd be more popular in Texas, is because there's just more Mexicans in
Yeah.
Texas.
It's just a thing.
It's
Yeah.
just a fact.
Just
So-
by geographic location, there
so I
are more
think that-
Mexicans in Houston, Texas
let's do it.
than there would be Russians.
Yeah, let's do it. Russians.
I mean, we think.
I think you're okay to say that.
No, we think.
I think we're safe.
I don't know. You tell me.
Let's
I'm
let's do
telling
that.
you.
We
You're okay.
could be getting infiltrated by Russians at light speed. Who knows?
Right now, we're being infiltrated.
By Russians.
So UFC,
They're
we know,
trending us. Thanks for trending us, Russia.
UFC, we know that you're one of our 15, 20 viewers. We know you're one of them. So make that fight in
Hey.
Texas in
Don't
February.
we have like 27
Not Dana White.
subscribers?
Who's the? Yeah, we have 20. Well,
Exactly.
last I checked, 27.
27, 28.
By the way, let's
Let's-
take a quick pause. You can say it, Ryan, because you were about to say it. Go ahead.
No, like, subscribe, comment down below. Keep watching. It's going to
Thank
be even
you
better.
so much for all of you who have subscribed and have liked our videos and have actually watched them. Videos, podcasts, whatever
Especially
you
the
want to call
2-hour
it.
one.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys. You mean a lot to us.
You obviously watched all 2 hours for the last one.
Obviously, all
Obviously.
1 hour and 55 minutes of the last one.
I didn't watch it.
What? You didn't watch your
I listened to it in my pocket. Moving on.
Anyway,
Moving on.
moving on to next weekend. We got
People.
Shogun
Hooah.
fighting Paul Craig. That is a co-main event next weekend. If we want to just jump into that, do we want to just jump into that fight,
Jacare
Yeah, we can
gentlemen,
Jankovic.
before we keep going?
We can definitely do that.
Yep, and then Jan is fighting Jacare, moving up to 205.
Both light
What about
heavyweight
the
fights.
Bronx?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Bronx.
The Bronx, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Charles Oliveira.
Oliveira.
That'll be
That's
fun.
a good fucking fight. He's fighting who?
Sorry,
Jared
I
Gordon.
was going to say
Jared
I just
Gordon?
clicked off.
Yep.
I don't know much about Gordon. I know I've seen him
neither.
fight before, but off the top of my head, I can't really remember much about him. You guys got anything on him?
Oliveira
don't have-
lost his last fight, so that's probably why he's fighting somebody that we don't really know much about.
I recognize the name Jared Gordon, but like I can't think of any of his other recent fights.
So he won his last fight by decision. That was in June of 2019 against Dan Moret or Moreau. whatever.
Jared Flash Gordon.
Jared Flash Gordon. Damn.
That's beautiful.
So, and then
Nice.
before that, he lost his last two by TKO knockout.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Gordon did?
Gordon did. So I'm definitely taking Oliveira in this one by submission.
The second coming of the human backpack, Charles Oliveira.
That's
I'm
right.
okay with that. I'm with you guys on this as well.
Jared Gordon is the boxing teacher at Church Street Boxing. Not a good sign if you're fighting.
Where is
Dubrox.
Church Street Boxing?
I have no idea.
Can we get a state? A city?
Oh, he's fighting out of New York.
Okay.
For
Okay,
him.
cool.
Anybody from New York, which is where we are, Central New York, Syracuse,
I believe he's
go
fighting.
ahead
out
and
of
sign up and get some lessons from this guy.
He's
Long
getting
Island.
outreached by a lot.
Long Island, I believe. Is where
He's
he's
a
fighting.
6-inch reach disadvantage.
Who is?
For Jared Gordon.
Jared Gordon's
6
5'9".
inches.
Disadvantage.
Wow.
68-inch reach.
Against Oliveira's 74.
Holy
Oh
fuck.
God, Oliveira's gonna reach
Oliveira,
out, grab
that's-
him, take
ooh,
him
man.
down, submit him.
Good high level boxing or not, man, that 6 inches is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
That is what she said.
In case you guys didn't know, that's a lot.
6 inches is a lot.
It's about average.
So-
Jesus Christ.
I'm
So
above average by a couple, just in case you guys were wondering.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Nobody was.
It's okay, I'm married with 2 kids. Girls can fuck off.
What
The-
girls are watching
These
this?
2 guys are. You never know.
Oh, I do.
These 2 guys are single.
Who?
You and you.
Comment
Oh.
down below.
Yeah.
So, so
Yeah.
anyways,
Don't.
so that is the feature fight. That's
If
the
you
third
do, we know you.
third from the top.
Yes.
Co-main event is the Shogun versus Paul Craig, and then the main event is Jan versus Jacare.
Jacare.
Yeah.
You guys have anything to say about
Alligator.
Shogun coming back, fighting Paul Craig?
About time.
About time. I agree with that.
So
Anything
Craig
about the fight
still
itself?
ranked?
somehow.
Where's Shogun ranked?
14.
14. All right.
I thought he
Fair
was
enough.
top 10.
Hanging on.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Good for him.
Okay, Paul Craig's nickname is Bear Jew.
What?
Jew?
Bear Jew.
Like Inglourious Bastards?
That's awesome.
I have no idea.
You've never seen that movie?
Never seen that one.
Oh my God.
Is this
It's
the
a good
Scottish
movie.
guy?
I've seen it.
Yeah, this is the
It was
Scottish
a long
guy.
time ago, though.
This is the Scottish guy.
Yeah,
It's the
the
best.
Scottish guy. this
Paul,
is
Paul
this is
Craig.
the Scottish guy.
Okay, so
Paul
Paul.
Craig.
That was so terrible.
Damn.
Hey, the Scottish guy.
Okay, he's the Scottish guy.
Top of the morning to you.
I mean,
Guess that's Irish.
What's the fucking Scottish guy?
so his last fight was a win, a loss, a win, a loss, a win, a loss.
So he's gonna win.
no, supposedly he's supposed to lose on this one.
A win, a
Who's
loss, a
that?
win, a loss, a
Paul
win, a
Craig?
loss.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
going
going
win.
backwards. I'm going backwards.
Oh.
Yeah, so if we're looking at starting at Khalil, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win.
All right, so he's gonna lose
This
then.
is Paul Craig.
This is Paul Craig.
So Shogun.
Bear Jew.
Time to fuck it up.
Fucking Bear Jew.
So he's
What a
fighting
name.
Shogun.
It's a pretty sweet.
Shogun,
name.
by the way, really excited to see that name pop up on the fight card.
Mauricio Shogun Hua.
So
about
he
you
could
guys?
look really good,
Wow.
and we could all be
That's
like,
the thing is like I don't even know what to say about that fight because I don't know what the
Give
fuck
me Shogun.
I don't know what he's gonna look like.
Shogun.
Is he gonna look like Shogun?
Shogun.
Is he gonna look like a skeleton of what Shogun used to be?
But he's gonna be ripped.
When's the last time Shogun fought?
it
Not that
was
long ago, but a
December
while.
2nd of 2018. So almost
Okay.
a year ago, he beat Tyson Pedro by TKO.
Yeah, not that long ago.
It's not too bad.
Feels longer than that, doesn't
He's good
it?
to go.
What about prior to that?
He lost to Anthony Smith July of 2018.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
So he's been fighting.
And
I
then
guess.
before that, he was on a 3-fight win streak. So
Okay.
I mean-
well, fuck me.
I was about to say, man, Shogun, just hang him up. But you know what?
I think we're all wrong about Shogun. Apparently, when he fights, we just don't pay enough attention.
Well, we could be taking him right now and then be wrong later, which we probably will be.
That's true.
We're usually wrong.
I'm gonna go with
Speak for yourself.
Paul Craig.
I'm going Shogun.
Yeah, give him Shogun.
Yeah, I'm going
All right,
Shogun.
cool.
Keep your Bear Jew.
I'm going Bear Jew all day.
All right.
I bet you are.
Anything else on that one? That is co-main event.
I got
Light
nothing else on
heavyweight.
that one. That's
So staying at light heavyweight, going into the main event, we got Jan versus
yes,
Jacare.
yes. This is the one I'd like to spend a little bit of time on.
I like this song.
Jacare coming up.
Moving on.
185. So anyway, back into the news. Let's go into some news. Conor McGregor.
Yeah, okay. Let's go back to this fight.
So
Go
I
ahead.
like Jacare moving up.
forget what you were going to say.
I did. Thank you, Zach. Jacare moving up to 205. I like it a lot. I like it. Finally, he's moving up. I knew you were going to drink that fucking water.
I was thirsty.
It's good, right?
It's pretty good.
Nice and cold.
Blachowicz,
Do-
decent
do you-
favorite.
Yep. Do you feel...
Blachowicz,
Do you
excuse
feel,
me.
Jan Blachowicz.
He's called him Blachowicz. I sound like
Jan
Brian.
Blachowicz.
Jan Blachowicz.
Do you guys feel that Jacare moving up to 205 maybe loses some speed and has a harder time with his cardio, or do you think it does the opposite effect and that he has to cut less weight because it's a 20-pound jump? Do you think that he cuts higher than 205 to get down to 185, or do you think he was walking around at about 200, 205 and he's just going to stay there and have no cut whatsoever?
I think he was higher than 205 when he was trying to make
Because
185.
he's fucking jacked at 185. He's one of the bigger guys at 185.
Well, previous to coming to the UFC, he was light heavyweight champ in
Yes.
Strikeforce.
Yes.
So he's no stranger to 205.
This is true.
I think
I kind of totally forgot about that. Not going to lie.
Oh, it's all good. I think he's gained a little bit of muscle and he can keep it on him, and I think he's going to look fine at 205. He looked fine at 205 when he was in Strikeforce. His age is catching up to him a little bit, so I'm glad he's not taking that heavy weight cut anymore.
He does kind of gas out a little bit in his fights when it gets into like later second into the third round.
I mean, I'm really glad to see him coming up to 205 later in his career. Going off of that, Jan's going to knock him the fuck out.
Ooh.
Do you know you could bet on darts?
My brother plays darts a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you
He won a
talking
tournament.
I was looking at the lines for the card for next week, and I'm skipping through, and it's got darts. I'm like, you can fucking bet on darts?
That's cool.
Shogun, pretty heavy favorite.
Yeah.
Really?
Minus 265.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Oliveira, super heavy favorite. Minus 375.
Ooh.
Blachowicz and Souza, only minus 200 for Blachowicz.
Still minus 200.
Yeah, but
Still a pretty big favorite.
For a guy that's, I mean, how many times recently have we seen a guy move up weight class and get knocked out in the first round?
In Jan's last fight.
So, yeah, right? When he
So,
knocked
yes.
out Weidman, right?
No, he knocked out
Luke Rockhold.
He knocked out
Sorry.
Luke Rockhold.
Yeah.
So
Also, Luke Rockhold tried to wrestle Jan Blachowicz, and it did not
made
go
no
very
sense.
No.
well. He couldn't do
Made
anything.
no sense.
Jan
He just
is strong.
strong. Also has a very high level wrestling background.
Mm-hmm.
He knocks guys out, but he actually has very, very good wrestling, which is something I think he's going to be able to use against Jacare.
To stuff the takedowns.
Stuff the takedown, because Jacare obviously, I would say, and shout out to Mike and Eric
Who just got a Tesla.
that we work with. Yeah, Mike, hope you're liking that Tesla, bro.
Got a Tesla?
He did.
Yeah, they were.
Model 3.
I was talking to them
They're
today at
cheaper
work.
than a Camry. A brand new.
fucking way.
Yeah,
No.
Model 3. If you were to get a
was
brand
like
new Camry.
how much do you spend? Like 35?
Well, okay, so
Oh,
true.
fuck me. I was like, how the hell did you get that?
No, true ownership is
I
actually
could like drive to New York to pick it up.
true ownership is actually cheaper than a Camry for the Model 3,
Really?
not the Model S. I want the Model S because it's fast as shit.
course you do.
Yeah, but
one
Sure,
with
the Model
fucking,
3 is
like,
fucking fast as
laptop
fuck,
It is.
screen in your
Yeah.
goddamn car.
Yeah.
I
Did
bet-
you ride in it?
I didn't. No, I haven't ridden it.
You
but
gotta
I,
do
I
that.
want to race him with my
He
vet.
lives really close. Go.
Yeah, I want to race him with the vet.
I
I thi-
bet
Hey,
he would
bring it
beat
over.
You.
he would definitely
this is
beat me.
alive.
Bet you he would beat you.
He would definitely beat me.
Mike, bring it over right now.
Well, we would do it legally on a racetrack on a closed course. Of course.
Obviously.
Anyway,
Of course.
what I was talking about with Mike and Eric, the two brothers, the Spruches brothers.
Sprooches.
That's not how you say their name, but I don't,
Okay, just
I don't
making sure.
say their
E.
name
Rich.
on the
You
internet.
just added an R, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely threw an R in there. Anyway, what we were saying is Jacare now going up to 205, probably the best jiu-jitsu player at light heavyweight. Can you think of anyone who might be better
At
with
light
jiu-jitsu
heavyweight?
at light heavyweight
No.
than Jacare is right now,
No.
moving up now that he's in that weight class?
No, I think he would be the best one in light heavyweight if it goes to the ground. These light heavyweights are big, so he's going to have to somehow get to the ground. If he gets to the ground, great. But these boys are big, and they hit hard as fuck.
Super hard.
So
Also, Jan having that wrestling, I don't know if Jacare is going to be able to take him down.
no, I don't think he's going to
Also, I think a big factor. Go ahead, man. What were you saying?
I think he's going to get knocked out before he can get it to the ground.
Right. Another thing too is Jan is known for his leg kicks, man. He's got really good leg kicks. That's going to slow Jacare down when it comes to going in
It's
for
going to
those
fuck
takedowns.
up your takedowns.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to go for those because if Jacare can even catch one of those leg kicks, he has a better chance of getting it to the ground, which is his bread and
But
butter.
I don't think he's going to catch a leg kick because, I mean, when I say leg kick, I mean like leg kick.
Yeah, just like
kicking his
snap
legs.
leg
Not
kick.
like going
Yeah,
for the
no,
body.
yeah.
Yeah, I get
Not
it.
going for the body where he can catch one and kind of go for the single leg, like
Right.
those low like calf kicks.
Well,
Like you see Jan, you go back and watch his last few fights. He throws a lot of those.
right. Zach, you had something?
I'm saying
I
I think that plays a really big factor in this fight.
I think he doesn't really throw that many leg kicks. I don't know about his previous fights, but in this
Bet he
fight,
does.
I don't think he
does.
will throw a lot of leg kicks. I think he's going to go into it kind of like the Rockhold fight, where he's going to use his size to his advantage and his power to his advantage. I even though Jacare has fought at light heavyweight, I think Jan's got the power advantage in this one,
I agree with that.
and
That
so
Polish power, man.
yeah.
Yeah. He
So-
said that in his post-fight
Yeah.
octagon interview
I have this
in
Polish
his last
power.
fight. That Polish power. He was able to show it off.
Him and Joanna Young Jacek.
It's
Yeah.
it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's good for Jan for fighting these guys with big names, kind of big names, Jacare and Luke Rockhold.
Yeah, very big names, man. Definitely.
But he's still fighting middleweights, and I don't know how much he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna get a title shot beating middleweights.
He's not even talked about.
No,
I mean, they're talking about Reyes and they're talking about Corey Anderson. They ain't even
Yep.
talking about him.
no.
No, they're not.
I think they should be.
Even if
I think
Jan,
if he beat Jacare, his next fight needs to be,
of light
like-
heavyweight,
yeah, like really. What?
Right?
What?
An actual
a-
light
like a
heavyweight.
real light
Oh
heavyweight.
yeah, exactly. Somebody who. All right, let's just say for fun.
Kutalaba.
Let's.
Thiago Santos.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hmm.
He already lost to Thiago.
Did he?
He did.
Anthony Smith.
All right.
Another former middleweight, man.
Sure.
All these former middleweights.
Well, I mean, Smith's up there. Smith and Thiago all had.
Smith was a middleweight?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I guess he's skinny.
He moved up like a couple years ago.
Tall.
He's tall as
Well, that's the
fuck.
thing is those two guys,
He's like 6'5".
Santos and Smith, okay, they're coming
Holy
from middleweight,
shit.
but they've already gone into light heavyweight,
And fought
won
for
multiple
titles.
fights, and both fought for a title.
Yeah.
They are now true light heavyweights.
Yeah, they're established.
They're up there.
light
They
heavyweights.
have definitely, without a doubt, hands down, no questions asked,
Pretty sure
established themselves at that weight class.
Pretty sure they're both top 5 too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
So.
Thiago, I believe, is like, what, 2? 1 or 2, and Smith, I think, is like 3 or something.
Yeah.
Smith just beat his last fight. He beat
Gustafsson?
Gustafsson. He retired, quote unquote, retired him, right? I mean,
Yeah, okay, we'll see.
I'm pretty sure Gus ain't coming back, but he might. Who knows? You never know.
6'3". That's
Yeah.
huge.
That's a good one.
Huge for a middleweight. 6'3".
Yeah.
That's insane.
So
All that.
I'm looking forward to this main event. This main event.
Actually, that's close to what Izzy is, I guess.
6'3" is not super tall for a middle. I mean,
Yeah, but Izzy looks skinny compared to Lionheart Smith.
their
Oh,
body
shit.
type's definitely a little different.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I hear you.
Oh, Izzy was
Anyway,
way
so yeah, I
bigger in his
got
last
Jan
fight.
beating Jacare.
Me too.
Ryan,
Same.
we all got Jan.
It's tough to come up, especially
Jan Blachowicz.
when you get older.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it enough recently.
I think it's gonna
where
be a
these
good
older
fight.
Guys,
I think Jacare is gonna pose a bit of a threat, but
Oh, a little bit if he can get him to the ground, but a lot of times wrestlers have good transitions and shit like that.
so even if they go to the ground,
yeah, Blachowicz isn't necessarily in tons of danger when he gets to the ground. He
not
just
necessarily.
has to
But
look out for submissions.
like we said though, against Jacare, right, being one of the most high level
Definitely.
jiu-jitsu players
I
in the
think-
entire weight
I think if
division now.
Jacare can get it to the ground, I think Jacare has a very good shot of winning this. I think
by far best chance.
Oh yeah, I think Jan, if it goes to the ground, Jan is in danger. But
He's definitely in danger.
But I
Maybe
think
not
that's
in
the
as
only
much
danger.
danger as some other light heavyweights might be, but definitely in danger. Anybody's in danger when they go to the ground, just like a Damian Maia.
oh yeah,
Like you look at Damian Maia when he beat
I was
Ben
going to say,
Askren.
I think it would be close to the way that fight looked in the beginning because he's not as high a jiu-jitsu as Damian Maia, I don't think. He's good. I don't think he's Damian Maia good.
I don't know
about that.
man. He's a champion in jiu-jitsu.
Still, though.
like I think Jacare actually has better jiu-jitsu than Damian.
You
Maia.
think so?
I think so. I think he has more accolades, more jiu-jitsu accolades.
Okay.
Like I think he's won more
Yeah.
tournaments or something. I don't quote me on it, but I
Yeah.
think he has.
Competition matters, but yeah, man. I mean, that's a good argument to have. I really couldn't tell you one way or the other. They're both. I wouldn't say one's better than the other. Put it
Yeah.
that way. I couldn't say one's better than either one.
Right.
I'm just saying, if you're super high,
Jacare, man.
if you're a super high level wrestler,
Jesus.
it's not. It's obviously when you see Ben Askren, it's not impossible to get caught in a submission. I just
Far
think
from
that
impossible.
you definitely have a good chance on the ground because you know how to scramble.
Look
You're
at
used
Habib,
to,
man. He
you're
almost
used
got
to
choked out
sprawling
by
and everything
Poirier.
like that. Yep, and a lot of times you're calm on the ground, which is not the case with strikers.
Exactly. He didn't get right. Like I
Yeah.
said, Poirier and Habib. He
You
didn't
don't
get choked
scared.
out.
Yeah, you don't
He
get
was in a
scared on the
position.
ground.
He was
It's
super
just, I'm
comfortable
here.
where he was. Like, okay, I've been here before.
Exactly.
And he got out of it and ended up choking out Poirier in like the next round, or maybe it was that same round.
It was that same round. It was like the next thing he did was
Right.
rip him into his own guillotine or rear naked choke, whatever.
Rear
it was.
naked choke. Yep.
Yeah,
That lasted 3 seconds because Poirier was like, "Oh, fuck this shit."
dude, that was. You almost saw his eyes pop out of his head
Right.
immediately. She's like, "Oh no! Ah, Jesus! Help somebody!"
So, other than that fight, anything else we got for next week's card? That's this Saturday.
The
That is.
It's on ESPN Plus. It's taking place in Brazil.
Yep. Main card starts at 8 p.m. Those are the only two fights I really want to talk about, and then the honorable mentions for that card. What was the main event of the prelims?
James Krause versus Sergio Moraes.
Sergio Moraes, James Krause. That's a fight to look for.
In relation to Marlon
That's going to be an
Moraes?
No.
exciting one. No relation.
Randy Brown's fighting. He's cool. Renan Barão's fighting at featherweight. That's cool.
Didn't we say another name on the bottom of this?
I think
card?
this card, although it doesn't have a lot of like big fights
Bobby
as far
Green,
as
Bobby Green's fighting. It's a
there you
solid
go.
card.
Yeah, it's a good card. I've heard that it's a shitty card and there's nothing exciting. There's nothing.
Renan Barão.
If you got there you go. Another one. If you guys are talking about, when I say you guys, I don't mean you two. I mean you guys in the world are talking about this not being exciting. I agree with you as far as none of these fights are very important as far as rankings or title contention or
At least not in the prelims.
Not in the prelims.
even in the main card. Like, none of these fights are super important.
Jan could be top 10. Is he in the top 10?
What's another?
Yeah, Jan's number 6.
Yeah, he already is in the top 10. I'm saying
That's
besides
the
that,
only one.
that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. Is like that's the only fight that really
That's
quote unquote matters.
Right.
As far as any of the fights, but the fighters and the fights that are on this card, I think are still going to produce like excitement,
Still
and
can't
they're
believe
going to be
there's a dude named
entertaining. It's going to be a very
Wellington.
entertaining card. Just not a lot of fights that really mean anything.
Wellington.
Yeah, Wellington. Wellington.
Right?
Moving on to random
Should be having
news.
tea
Random
with the queen.
news.
Or
Zach's
actually-
favorite topic. Random
What are we doing?
news. I got nothing else for the card. I mean,
No, me neither.
talked about two main fights, a couple honorable mentions. I mean, it's a good card. You guys should definitely watch. It's on ESPN Plus.
There's a guy named Wellington Turman. He's fighting middleweight Marcus Perez in the opening
Wellington.
fight of the card. That's why Zach keeps on saying Wellington.
Okay, thank you for that.
Other than that.
Wellington.
Other than that.
Rose Namajunas. She was on Ariel
Sweet.
Helwani.
Can't wait to see
Apparently,
her fight again.
said she's gonna fight again. Took some time off.
You probably remember that after her fight, it was a little confusing when she said that she was relieved to not have the belt anymore.
Yep.
Kind of threw everybody off, going, "What the hell are you talking
Said
about?"
she lost her passion for martial
Yep.
arts,
Yep.
but she has
Fighting
now found it.
specifically.
Yes.
Fighting specifically.
Yep. And she said she's now found it again.
Yep.
She believes she has found it again, and that
Went
she
back to
said
her
she is
hometown.
gonna fight again.
Yep. Worked with an old coach, her very first MMA coach.
Yep.
Got it all back, and
She was crying a
we've
little
talked
bit in
about
the
it a couple
interview.
times. She's been hanging out at the BMF ranch with Cerrone.
Yes.
So,
I do like that. That's
yeah,
good for
that should be
Rose, I
good.
think.
That should be good. I'm excited to see her again because you've probably heard me say it here before. She was beating Andrade's ass until she got slammed. So
Mm-hmm.
She was definitely winning that fight.
She
whooping
won every
for
second
her
of that fight.
She did.
ass,
I agree.
except for the one where she got slammed on her head.
And
Yep.
she was still going for a submission during that point.
I know, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what killed her, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's what got her. If she'd have been tucking her head like normal and getting it out of the way, she wouldn't have gotten slammed on her head, but she was going for an armbar. So.
Yeah. She also cried a little bit in that interview. It was a very
Oh, yeah,
emotional interview.
dude, that's tough.
I
I'm
suggest
sure it
any
would
of you guys or girls who are interested, go ahead and watch that. It was really good.
Girls are watching this?
Hey, JDS and Curtis Blades. That fight just got made. Have we talked about that already?
Oh, I
think we mentioned it already,
Girl
didn't we?
named
We mentioned it.
JDS. I was
Junior
like,
Dos
who the hell's
Santos.
the girl named JDS?
JDS, Junior Dos Santos and Curtis Blades. That fight is happening.
Yep.
January
Frankie
25th.
Edgar, Corey Sandhagen.
Frankie, that's the other one. Frankie Edgar is now fighting Corey
I've
Sandhagen.
talked about my little
Frankie
chub
Edgar,
for
bantamweight
Sandhagen.
debut, right?
yes.
What's up, dude? What?
Said I've talked about my little chub for Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah, you love Corey Sandhagen. That's your man. We know.
I thought for sure, it's so bad. The last time I watched him fight, I was so sure that he was 145er because he was too tall that I was like, no way, this guy's getting down to 135. That the first thing I thought was, oh, I want to see that guy fight Holloway. It's the first thing I thought when I saw him fight. And then it was like, oh, he's 10 pounds lighter. Damn it.
I remember you mentioning that,
Yeah,
actually.
it's like what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like, that would be so much fun. Because it's just two big,
He could
long
move up.
strikers. Like, that'd be so much fun.
This is an important fight, though, because this is Frankie Edgar's bantamweight debut. 135.
It's huge, man.
Should have been there
Sandhagen's
4
ranked.
years ago.
So.
Yeah, Sandhagen's a big name in that weight division.
But so is
Definitely.
Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar just has a big name in
Moving
general.
on up.
Right off the top, who do you guys take on that card, though?
Oh, Sandhagen.
On that card, on that fight.
I hope Sandhagen, because I'm not a big Frankie Edgar fan. Tired
No?
of seeing him always
I
lose.
okay, yeah. Corey Sandhagen is number 3 in that division.
That's big.
Yep. Yep.
Which, if Frankie Edgar can beat him, he's obviously top 5 automatically.
Actually,
so.
I also take Sandhagen in that
Yeah.
as well.
I think he's gonna kick him in the face in the first 8 seconds of that fight, and Edgar's gonna lose his passion for fighting.
We quickly mentioned Macy Barber also fighting, I think, January
Did we?
15th on the
Roxanne Modafferi.
Roxanne Modafferi. Ron, you were saying she's fighting down.
Oh,
in that
yeah,
fight.
definitely.
Oh, yeah,
Because
Modafferi's not even ranked.
Modafferi, even though she did
think.
fight for the inaugural strawweight? Yeah, strawweight title, Roxanne is just not a good fighter.
Roxanne.
I mean, she's a vet. I mean, she's been in there against everyone. She has been like one of the pioneers of women's MMA, but just, I don't know. I'm not a big Roxanne Modafferi fan. So
Give me the future.
Yep, definitely.
I'm with you guys on that as well.
I think
Most def.
I think Barber definitely deserved a higher ranked opponent, a higher name value opponent, but she doesn't get it, so oh well.
I at least recognize Roxanne Modafferi's name. I hear the name, I immediately say, "Oh, okay, I knew who that
but
is."
do you think she's gonna get anything from beating a Roxanne Modafferi? No one's gonna be like, "Oh wow, you beat Roxanne
She'll get another
Modafferi."
win. She'll be 9-0.
I think Modafferi.
She'll be still undefeated at 9-0. That'll give her more experience. She is a very young fighter.
This is my same argument for Derek Lewis versus Greg Hardy. Just another win. Just saying.
Yeah, but Derek Lewis is already ranked way up there,
Just saying.
5th.
Just saying.
Not wherever the hell.
Hardy.
No, not
Unranked.
Hardy.
Modafferi.
Macy Barber, wherever she's ranked.
I don't know where she's ranked. I think.
11? 10?
yeah, something like that.
What else we got?
So Frankie Edgar, Corey Sandhagen, that's the co-main of Curtis Blades Jr. Dos Santos.
Okay.
Okay.
Also the same card as Barber, right, in Modafferi? That's January 25th? No.
Macy Barber, Roxanne Modafferi is January 18th.
18th.
Which
Earlier,
I
okay.
believe
Is that the Connor card?
that's the one that they're looking for, the Connor card.
For Connor and possibly Cowboy or Gaethje.
Yes.
Man, you're thinking it's November. What's today? November 13th?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They got about 2 months.
Announce if Connor's going to be fighting one of those two guys. They better announce
supposedly
that soon.
they have the fight already signed
sure
and
it's
everything.
done,
It's just
yeah.
Connor needs to announce it. That's all it is.
But Connor needs to be the one to announce his fight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Duh.
I mean, honestly, he probably
So-
has more followers than anyone who's going to announce it.
I don't give a
It's
fuck,
true,
man.
It's ridiculous.
I just want to see the guy fight.
And lose.
Regardless. I just need
OSP?
him to fight, man.
OSP.
OSP?
OSP's
Yeah?
fighting.
Ryan Spann.
Over in St. Peru.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's
February 8th.
Oh, Span. He just won, what, a couple weeks ago?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, we were talking about him.
Yeah.
He looked really good.
He looked really lethargic. If that's same guy. He looked lethargic.
Like, he was kind of like slow, and then at the end, like, exploded and had
Yeah.
the knockout, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking of somebody else.
all good.
Totally. I'm thinking of oh man, if I can't think of his name, that's gonna drive me crazy. He trained a little bit with Francis Ngannou.
Oh yeah.
He just won.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson?
No.
Cyril Gain.
Yes.
Gain and Span.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Cyril Gann.
Yeah, Gan. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
Cereal. Yeah. Lucky Charms.
Cyril
cereal.
Gann.
Cyril Gann.
Yeah.
What else we got? Any other fight?
Carlos Condit pulled out of his fight with Mickey Gall
Oh, it
due to
sucks.
injury.
That's too
so
bad.
they're looking for somebody to fight Mickey.
And that is when? When was that supposed to be?
DC, so December 7th, I believe.
Oh, it's this December.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's
that's
only
close.
3
Not a
weeks
lot
away.
of time to fight somebody, to find somebody. That's at 170, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 170?
That's
I think
170.
Mickey Gall and
Kind of used to be
Condit fight
170.
at 170, yeah. I'm sure it's 170. What's another one? Yeah, what's another one? Who's another person at 170 who could step in real quick? Nate Diaz.
Oh, we got some Diaz news later.
Robbie Lawler.
Sure, Robbie.
Ben Askren.
Robbie Lawler fight all the way down to a guy that's unranked after you just lost
Damian
to Colby
Maia.
Covington. Yeah, right.
Actually, they're both jiu-jitsu guys. That would be
There you go.
interesting,
That'd be
but
fun.
poor-
That would actually be a cool fight.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's funny. Jeff Neal's now ranked. Hands of Steel Jeff Neal, who's going to fight Platinum Mike Perry.
Hey,
Yeah. I hope Perry beats him then.
I
That'd be
like
fun.
to see Mike Perry win.
Oh,
so
who
whoever
did I
he
just see get dropped
almost
from the
whoever
UFC?
he fights, I'd love to see him win.
Was it Gilbert Melendez?
Oh, he was still in the UFC? Wow.
Maybe it was, or was it Gilbert Burns? Somebody got dropped from the UFC.
I just saw. I had that pop up on my phone yesterday.
Burns just
Someone got
beat
dropped. Yeah,
Burns
I don't
just-
remember who it was.
Burns
Gunnar
just beat
Nelson.
Gunnar Nelson. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gunnar.
Gunnar Nelson.
Any other fight announcements?
Nothing I can think about really.
Well,
As far as fights go,
As far as-
that's all
as
we
far
got
as
for
UFC
random news. Fights coming up.
As far as
in the
UFC
next couple
fights.
months.
we
Yep.
have a Bellator news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bellator news?
King Mo. Got,
we already said that at the beginning, didn't we?
did we? I don't remember you saying it.
retired?
No, didn't
Oh,
talk about
whoops.
Yeah, King Mo got knocked out by... Go ahead.
that. Yep, I got his name written down here.
That dude.
Andrew, I believe
Fennel?
it's Capel.
Capel.
Good job, Andrew.
Capel.
And King Mo retired after he
did.
announced his retirement.
Hey, King Mo, thanks for all the fucking great years of fighting. You're beautiful, beautiful man.
I'd
in the
like
sport
to
of
announce
MMA.
my retirement from
You've
the
done
UFC.
a lot of good things for the sport.
You're retiring undefeated, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Unanimous.
Okay,
Undisputed.
good for you.
Let's see. Oh, I had the Jorge Masvidal pizza.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
man. Talk about that for a second.
Jalapeno and pineapple.
Very
Yeah.
exciting. Very exciting.
So Jorge Masvidal was asked, I think, what he puts on his pizza or something. He said pineapple and jalapeno. And anyone who watches that doesn't agree that you put pineapple on a pizza, fuck you, because I do.
Did you see how he
Big
eats pizza
fucking
too?
middle finger to
No,
you.
how
He
does he?
takes 2 slices of pizza and folds them over on top of each other. So
Oh,
he has
God.
2 slices just folded
it's 2
together,
slices,
and then
huh?
he just eats it.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
it's
for
not
him.
one piece folded over. It's
I thought
2
it was one
slices
piece.
folded together, and then he eats it.
That's
that
interesting.
crazy
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Interestingly weird.
I totally have some
Bad,
twin Trees pizza in my
bad
fridge, and I'm
motherfucker.
definitely going to be eating tonight.
But I would recommend having pineapple and
Shout out
jalapeno
to
on
Twin
the
Trees,
pizza.
sponsor. Not really a sponsor, but hey, you should sponsor us.
I'm not going to say shout out to Gino and Joe's, which is where I got the pizza from, because they didn't have jalapenos in stock, so I had cherry peppers on it. Yep.
Good enough, I guess.
I mean, there's still, yeah. I mean, it
They
was
didn't
Not
have
good.
the same, though.
jalapenos.
They didn't have
Not the same.
jalapenos. I asked her, I was like, so you
That's
guys,
weird.
I said, are you guys just out of jalapenos? And she was like, no, we don't carry jalapenos. And I'm
It's
like,
kind of weird.
okay.
I feel like jalapeno is like
Come on,
a
Gino
thing
and
that
Joe's, what are you
happens on
guys doing?
pizza.
I'm not at Gino and Joe's.
Really?
Mm.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. So shout out to pizza
agree.
lovers.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like jalapenos don't
I
go
feel
to
like
Gino and
I like
Joe's.
dipping my pizza in hot sauce, so like skip the hot sauce, just throw some fucking jalapenos on it.
See,
and
I
you're
dip
good
my
to go.
pizza in blue cheese. I like
do it
blue
in
cheese on
ranch,
everything.
too.
I dipped the crust in blue cheese.
Guys talking condiments.
Fuck yeah, dude. Talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. We got the fights out of the way.
I mean, we're over an hour anyway, so it doesn't
Damn
matter.
it.
Yeah, we were trying to
Where
shoot
are
for
we
an
at? An hour what?
Hour 6?
Hour 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, we're doing okay.
You were saying we got some Diaz news to talk about. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
do.
So
Nick Diaz.
this is Nick.
Sort of,
This is
kind
rolling
of
my eyes.
calling out Masvidal.
I roll my eyes.
You roll your eyes on that?
Yeah.
He's trying to back up his younger brother, Nate. He was upset that Masvidal said that he was going to baptize him. So he said, you don't say that you're going to baptize someone's younger brother.
It was the weirdest thing I'd ever
Yeah, 'cause
heard.
when your younger brother fights in the UFC.
Yeah, right. Your younger brother is 35 years old. I'm pretty sure he can talk for himself.
35 and signed a contract willingly with the UFC to fight other guys.
It's a little weird. If they're
I see
looking
what he's
for a
trying to do,
rematch-
but it's definitely like kind of like.
If they're looking for a
It sounds
rematch-
stupid, but I get what you're doing.
or Nick's trying to jump back into the ring, like I kind of see what they're doing. But like Nick putting out the thing of like Jorge sitting on top of him and being like, "Yeah, this is the moment that I knew that he didn't want to be here anymore." It's like that's stupid and it doesn't make any sense.
That being said, I'm gonna ask you guys right now: would you like to see Masvidal fight Nick Diaz?
Yes.
No.
Fuck yes, I would.
No.
What do you mean no?
Because he's not ranked and Masvidal's going for a title. I don't
Gives a
give a
fuck
shit.
if
So
he's
Masvidal's
ranked,
just going
man.
to sit there and not fight then.
Nick
No, he's
Diaz?
not. He's going to fight pretty soon.
Nick Diaz, bro.
Whatever.
That's a phenomenal fight. I
think,
like that.
I think that's an easy
It's
fight.
two
for Masvidal.
names.
I like to see.
Yeah,
I'd like to
that's
see
I'd
what
say
Nick Diaz
too.
looks like coming back
I feel like it's an easy
after
fight for
not
Masvidal.
fighting
Good.
in how long?
I guess his face
Years.
normally looks puffy, but
Who did he
the
last
dude
fight?
doesn't look like
Nick?
he's in great
Yeah.
shape.
Oh my god, he hasn't.
Anderson Silva.
I think the last time he won was against BJ Penn.
That's what I mean. And BJ Penn's washed.
yeah.
Yeah, but he was on like an 11 fight win streak, and then he lost. Yeah.
He lost to GSP.
He lost to GSP. Think about who you just said, by the way,
Pound
and
for
the way you
pound,
said
one of the
it.
best
He lost to
fighters ever.
GSP. He lost to fucking GSP for a title. He lost against Anderson Silva.
The last time Nick Diaz won a fight was 2011.
Okay, who'd he fight?
I was
He
21
beat
years
BJ
old.
Penn.
He beat J Penn.
Next year I will turn 30.
Prior to that, how many fights did he have?
Uh,
Win. Am I right or
That's
wrong?
fine, but that's a long
Ryan,
time to be off.
Ryan, am I right or wrong?
Yeah, so he won 11 in a
Win,
row.
win,
That doesn't
11 in
matter.
a row, and then lost
11 in a row.
Hold on.
9 years ago.
and then lost
9 years
to,
ago.
and then lost to who?
9
Carlos
years
Condit.
ago.
Carlos Condit.
He sucks.
9 years
Carlos
ago.
Condit?
Sucks.
9 years
What
ago.
the fuck are you talking about?
9
Former
years ago.
champion Carlos Condit.
9 years ago.
Yeah, Carlos Condit 9 years ago. Carlos Condit in his prime. GSP and Anderson Silva.
9 years ago.
GSP, Anderson Silva, and Carlos Condit
He's on a 3-fight losing streak.
to GSP, Anderson Silva, and Carlos Condit when they were all in their prime. That's who he lost to. I would love to see him come back and fight Jorge Masvidal.
I would
Do
feel
I
bad
think
for
he
his
would
face.
beat him? No, but I would
I
love to
think
see
he
that
would
fight.
lose quickly.
I would love to see that fight.
I wouldn't.
All I'm going to say is I would love to see that fight.
Oof.
January
You guys are
2015 was
crazy.
the last time he
3-fight
fought.
losing streak against 3 of the best fighters of that
Dude, that's
time
fine.
in their
That was
prime
9
while
years
he
ago.
fought them.
It was 9 years ago.
Okay, and he hasn't fought since then, so I'd like to see what he looks like now.
Chubby.
I would love to see what he looks
not
like
chubby.
now. Definitely not chubby. Have you seen
bet.
videos of him lately training?
Yeah.
That he's posted?
He was shadow boxing on the way to.
Oh, I know.
the Nate
Yeah,
Diaz
he
fight.
always
That was
is,
making me
all the
laugh
time.
when he was behind him like that.
He looked
but-
great.
And you probably heard me earlier. I said his face always looks chubby, but it's just
Always what he looks like.
something about it.
I can tell you right now, the Diaz brothers are always training, and they're never out of shape.
Just the
I can guarantee that
just
shit
the fact
right now.
he hasn't won a fight in 9
in
years.
a decade.
Sure.
That's a long time.
Okay. Yeah, you can't argue that because that's a fact. I would still love to see that fight. That would be fucking great.
I would
Last
love
time
to
he
It would be a
fought-
huge fight. Jorge would get a lot of
I
money
couldn't
off
drink
that.
legally.
It's a high level fight, high profile. What?
I said the last time he fought, I couldn't drink legally.
Sure. Me neither.
Actually, I don't think I could either.
No, you definitely couldn't.
You still wouldn't want to see the fight though?
No.
You wouldn't like to see Nick Diaz come back and fight Jorge
Masvidal,
Masvidal?
no.
Don't you wanna
Somebody
see-
else?
I would
Maybe.
love to see that.
Don't
But
you
I
wanna
just
see
it
Masvidal
makes
fucking fight?
no sense for him to fight him right now. No sense. He's going for a title. You've got
Do you
Colby
think
and
Jorge?
Kamaru
Do you think
coming
that's
up
all
in
Jorge
a month.
cares about is the title?
I think he wants to beat the fuck out of Colby Covington, and that's exactly what I want to see.
All
I
right,
want
Colby
to see him
Colby
piece apart
Covington
Colby
loses.
Covington. Then he fights Colby anyway. Who cares?
If Colby loses,
Yeah.
what the fuck, bro? So Colby loses to Usman. You'd rather see him fight Colby, who just lost to Usman, than Nick Diaz returning?
Who hasn't fought in 9 years? Yes,
It
I
doesn't
would.
matter. That's crazy to me. I would much rather see him fight Nick Diaz.
A guy who just looked
I think
really
it's a bigger
good
money
against
fight
Robbie
for him
Lawler.
too.
No,
it's a bigger
not.
money fight.
No, it's not.
He definitely makes more money fighting Nick Diaz than fighting a Colby Covington coming off a loss to Kamaru Usman.
That is not
100%.
Not true.
100%.
I think
No.
100 fucking goddamn
No.
percent. You're
No.
insane.
No.
You're
I-
both insane.
Nick Diaz doesn't have a name
Nick,
anymore.
what the fuck are you talking
Dude,
about?
you're talking about people watching ESPN that have no fucking idea that Nick Diaz has ever fought in the UFC.
This is true.
Yeah, whoever just started watching UFC 2 years ago.
Yes, and
Most-
those are 90% of the people watching it on ESPN.
Disagree?
Yes, I
I don't
agree.
think
No,
so.
the people that are watching it are 26 and under.
Masvidal fighting Nick Diaz is a bigger fight than him fighting Colby after a loss to Kamaru.
No. I want to see him fight.
I just
want to
disagree
see
with
him
you
Nick.
guys so hard.
I want to see Masvidal fight Nick, but Colby's a bigger fight.
If Colby beats Kamaru,
If he loses.
absolutely
No,
no
even if he
questions
loses.
asked,
Even
it
if
would
he
be stupid
loses.
for him to fight Nick. Why would he fight a guy coming off a loss?
Why would he fight a
The
guy who
same
hasn't
reason
fought in
he'd
a
fight
decade?
Nick.
Because it's Nick Diaz,
It's also Colby Covington.
who is the lowest draw of like any main event in the last.
But everybody
3
hates him.
years.
Jorge hates him. Everybody knows Jorge
Sure.
hates him. You know that trash talk is going to be way better than the trash talk
Ah,
you
we're
get between
gonna have
Kamaru
to
Usman
agree to
and that.
disagree. I'm
That's not-
I'm never gonna come on board with you guys with that.
It's not.
Colby
If
has a
Colby
bigger name.
wins,
Too long ago.
Jorge needs to fight Colby 100%. If
Colby-
Colby
Yeah.
loses,
Colby has a bigger name.
I don't give a fuck. And Nick actually wants to come back and fight. The bigger fight for Jorge is Nick Diaz,
This is exactly what we're talking about.
not
of, like,
Colby coming off a loss.
Everybody's going, oh, Conor shouldn't walk right back in and fight for a title. And we're going, oh, yeah, this guy hasn't fought in 9 years. Let him fight the guy that's the next shot for a
I
title
didn't say
shot.
fight
That
for
makes
a
no
title.
sense. But you're
He's not
talking
fighting
about
for a
fighting a
title.
guy that's going into a title shot. A guy that's third ranked in his division,
Sure, if
coming
he
off
wants to fight
a
Kamaru,
fighter of the year.
if he
and you're
wants
gonna
to fight
a guy who
Kamaru
hasn't fought in a
Usman,
decade.
Okay, say Colby loses, I'd rather see him fight Kamaru or Nick than Colby.
No, I wouldn't.
I'd rather see him fight for a title or fight a Nick Diaz than fight Colby Covington.
I'd rather see him fight Nate
If
again
Colby
than I'd see him
wins,
fight
I don't
Nick.
want to see him fight Kamaru or Nick. I want to see him fight Colby if Colby wins. If Colby loses, that fight's off the table for me. He should fight Nick or fight for a title.
Why would he bother fighting Nick?
Because it's Nick Diaz.
He's not that big of a name.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
I
His brother's a
disagree.
name. His brother has the biggest name that he has because he fought Conor McGregor twice.
I agree.
And his brother hasn't fought in 9 years.
a pretty big fucking name before he fought Connor.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's why casual people that are paying for these fights know him. I'm not saying hardcore people. I'm not saying the 10% of people that have been paying attention for since the last time Nick Diaz fought. But I'm telling you, the people that are under 27 years old, other than you, they have no fucking
Ryan
idea
sitting here
who
with
he
us.
is.
I'm 27.
Oh,
I'm
you're
not
Ryan?
under.
That's what I
27, right?
mean.
Okay, I'm not under.
That's what I mean, though. Is
He
that
hasn't won a,
people...
when did he fight his last fight?
2015, January 2015.
So 4 years ago. Not 9 years ago. He fought 4 years ago.
No, 5 years ago next month.
Okay. 5 years.
That's
All right.
That's
Nate Diaz hadn't fought in 3 years.
Against Conor.
Sure.
that's what got him the name.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, people
That's
wanted-
what got him the name with the casuals.
Conor blew up UFC. That's true. That's true.
But you have to see
to
it.
an extent.
You have to see it
I will
from the-
not disagree with you.
You have
He
to see
made
it from the
MMA go
casuals.
mainstream.
You have to see it from the casuals' point of view.
That's all I'm
The
saying.
casuals' point of view, no Diaz for beating. Or
I think
for
you guys are
fighting
both
McGregor.
fucking nuts. I think you guys are both insane.
No, I can just see it
makes
from the
no
casual
sense.
point of view. I can
Got
see
my
it from the
pen.
casuals' point of view.
All right.
What
Agree
else?
to disagree. We can move on from this because we're not going to get anywhere.
What else we got?
Such a bad fight.
What else we got?
I got nothing else. That's it. That's all I got.
We're gonna leave him on that.
Sure. I got nothing.
Zach, you got anything?
Zach, anything? Ryan, anything? I'm good.
Hour 16.
Nick Diaz.
Epstein didn't kill
Masvidal.
himself.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Bye.